Hey guys, Jeremy Hood here. Have an '08 Toyota Yaris. And you might ask yourself, how hard is it to change a light bulb? Well, I can assure you, I spent 2 hours on that one the first time and an hour the second time, and you can see I broke the plastic, so I had to reinforce it with that steel tape or whatever you call that junk, and a whole bunch of glue and epoxy and stuff, and it seems to be holding okay. That one's a pain. Driver's side, well, if you're driving forward, the left. So driver's side for me here in the States, it's an even bigger pain. So I'm going to kind of do this video in backwards. I took out the battery, loosened the fuse box. There's 3 bolts holding that on, and one of them's an insane pain to get, is back there. And then now, excuse me, clear my throat so much. Now I have access to see the light bulb. You can see I popped it out. What I wanted to show you guys before I got too far, the camera is roughly vertical right now. It's straight up right now. This little hook is what holds it in, and you have to push these pins towards each other, toward the middle of the light. You can do one at a time. You don't have to get both at once. And believe me, it's a pain. So you can see that one's hooked. Let me just hook them both. Okay, that's kind of not really hooked very well, but anyway, my point being, you push it toward the middle of the light bulb on both sides. You can do one at a time, and then pop that guy loose, and all this rubber and the light bulb and the wires that connect it all come out together. Alright, I paused the video for a second while I unplugged it. There's the plug, so you have an idea what it looks like. And there's where it plugs in. And this rubber is apparently attached to the bulb. And it's pretty well attached. I'm having to use a little flathead screwdriver, that little guy, to pry that loose. So let me do that real quick. Alright, now we have dead bulb and good rubber seal. This is the bulb I'm getting. I avoid Sylvain at all costs. Wagner seems to be doing okay for me. So that's what I'm going to put in. Alright, the rubber seal is on the new bulb. Remember, with headlights, they get really hot when they're burning, when you have them on, I mean. So you don't want your finger grease on the bulb, so you don't ever want to touch the bulb. If you happen to touch the bulb, no big deal. Get a paper towel, possibly some Windex. Maybe the Windex is overkill. But anyway, get a paper towel, wipe that off really thoroughly before you put it in. Otherwise, your finger grease will burn on the glass and possibly shatter the glass because it'll overheat it. All right, let me get to plugging this in. I think it's probably near impossible to put these in without touching the bulb, so I went ahead and got myself a paper towel with some Windex sprayed on there. And you can see here the bulb's plugged in. Went ahead and moved that rubber forward so I could see it better. Now to clean it off. Probably should mention that the bulb goes like this. On the screen, what you're seeing is the bottom of the bulb is going to be at the bottom of the car. Okay, I hope that makes sense. It's like a triangle standing up. This is from the front of the light bulb. I wanted to show you guys back there. Let me see if I can get a clip of it. Sorry, this isn't going to be very good. You see the thing wiggling right there? That's the new bulb, and then the thing in front of it is like something to block the light from going straight into the oncoming traffic, I guess. So it forces the bulb to shine back toward the glass or the reflective surfaces and shine in a nice pattern that you want. So you can look at the front of the bulb is all I'm getting at to try to place it. And that thing wiggling is the bulb itself. Okay? Alright, here's the light. If you go in, you look right next to you, right there, that little hole beside the light bulb. If you peek in there, you can see the little clip that's holding it. Holding the light bulb in place. I have this side, but this side continues to elude me. I'll keep fiddling with it. Alright, finally got the second clip in there, so try to wiggle the light bulb. it wiggles a little bit. That's all the better. It's going to stay in there with those flimsy little clips. Okay. So now kind of a backwards of how I took it apart to kind of hopefully show you guys how it goes back together. Get some light on the job here. There's the rubber. Okay. This little thing's pretty handy, by the way. Magnet on the back, little light. Takes like 3 AAAs, so I just stuck it there. And I've knocked it off a couple times already. I'll probably keep doing that. Okay. Now to get this rubber piece on there. Alright, that's on. Alright, so hopefully that's all correct. Now I'm going to make sure the plug's still plugged in. Okay, it's in. I guess I better check it. So just realized checking it would require a battery, which is not there. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and put it back together. It should be okay. And if not, guess what I get to do all over again. So I went ahead and took this bolt loose to give myself a little bit of wiggle room, but it doesn't give me very much. And there's another one. You see that hole right there? That's where the other bolt goes. And then there's a third something holding it on. And in order to try to get down in here where it probably is, I'd have to take all of this off. Now that's one piece of plastic. It's got hooks down in here, all around the bottom. Just one enormous piece of plastic across the whole front of the car. So instead of going there and trying to get that loose, and then I could take this whole thing out and change the bulb really easily, that ended up being a big pain. So I just went ahead and took the fuse box loose. Took the battery out first, took the fuse box loose. So I'm going to start putting this back together and try and show you guys how it comes apart. Alright, confession time. While I was getting that stupid thing back in, you can see that bolt, screw, whatever it is right there. I dropped my socket down in the front, right behind this plastic, but in the front of everything else. Now I can see it down there, but I can't reach it, so I'm going to jack up the car and get at it from the bottom. Alright, there's a jack and a jack stand under the car, because nobody wants a car on their head. Confession number 2, I dropped my ratchet, my socket wrench down there. Had to use a magnet to pick it up. This thing's a telescoping situation where it comes out and you can reach in and grab stuff. Sometimes this thing is such a pain. Alright, I'm keeping working. Alright, the fuse box is finally back in. One bolt right there. That one right there. One nut right here, and the bolt sticks out from the frame of the car. And then the third one back there. That one is a huge pain to get to. That's where I dropped my wrench when I was trying to tighten that one up. And I don't remember ever messing with that nut before, and it was cross-threaded and not all the way on. So I'm guessing even Toyota struggles to put that on. Alright, got the battery back on. There's a little, first off you loosen that nut, and then that goes down, and it's a J hook, so it looks like a J at the bottom, and it just hooks on the bottom of that piece of metal. So you loosen this, slide this forward toward the front of the car, that pops loose, and then you lift up, and that little piece on the back comes under that hook. That hook in the back comes under the loop, and that's how you take that off. And then the batteries are terminals are connected right there. Battery terminals just hook up with that bolt right there. This one pops up. There's the bolt right there. Okay, let's test that light now that the battery's in. All right, there's proof that we have 2 lights going. And I keep all my tools and parts and stuff up here, so I know that when I'm done I look through and make sure I've got everything. If I keep it in the same spot, then I won't miss something, leave it in the engine compartment, or forget to put a bolt on or something like that. Now that I'm thinking about light bulbs for this car, the rear brake lights, I had to change one of these too. And that thing was a royal pain as well. I dropped the light bulb inside this whatever this is called, the surround, and ended up having to put duct tape on my pinky or something like that, duct tape backwards, and then reach in and kind of touch the light bulb and pull it out very gently. It was such an enormous pain, it took forever. This, I'm usually a big fan of Toyota, but this particular model is just terribly designed for when it comes to changing light bulbs. It's insanely a pain in the butt. I've probably literally spent an hour just changing this light bulb right now. Even though this video seems long, you have no idea how long it's actually taken. So one more thing I wanted to point out. These little black things go in these holes, and you put them in, you put the centerpiece sticking up, you leave the centerpiece sticking up, you slide it in, and then you push down the centerpiece and it locks it into place. So what you want to do is pop out the centerpiece first and then pop out the whole thing. What I've ended up doing, you can see there's only one of the 5 that are supposed to be here. So what I end up doing is taking little tiny zip ties and just put them in there, tighten them up and cut them. They don't look too bad. And they hold pretty well too. So there's one I just put in. You can see that, and this is the zip tie, just a little one, standard old zip tie. All right, that is it. So aside from having a terrible design on changing light bulbs and probably other stuff as I dig into this car more, it's a pretty handy little car. We tow it behind the motorhome, and I drive it to work whenever, just about every day. And it gets about 38 miles to the gallon on surface streets. So it's a great car, just a terrible design with light bulbs. All right, guys, hope this is helpful. And if not, I'm sorry I've wasted your time. Bye.